Rapper Tory Lanez has been charged with shooting artist MEG Thee Stallion during an argument. The DA's office says Lanez, the legal name is shot Megan's feet during an argument in the Hollywood Hills July 12th. The 28-year-old was arrested the night of the shooting, but was released after posting bail. He now faces 2 felony charges and is set to be arraigned Tuesday in LA. If convicted, he faces up to 23 years in prison.
Hey, I have to get used to this again. How y'all doing? How's everybody doing? I thought y'all would want to talk about this today. Let the people know that I am on here on the YouTubes and we are having the discussion. We are having the conversation. I'm making sure we're live everywhere. I've got excellent connection. Okay, wonderful. It's been a minute. It's been un momento. Since we've been together. I have my chai tea here today. I bought it from Coffee Brand Coffee. If you guys ever watched The Quartering, Jeremy's not, what do you call it? Sponsoring this video. However, if you go over to Coffee Brand Coffee and you buy some, tell Jeremy that Heart of Inspiration sent you because it is darn good coffee. Can you guys hear me okay? Give me some hearts. Let me know that you can hear me. I wanted to have this discussion, and it looks like we'll probably be able to, wrap it up fairly quickly. Hey, sweets. Hey, Velma. How you guys doing? I'm sure you all have heard a lot about everything that's happening. If you've been following this case at all, I wanted to come and chat about it because you guys know I did talk about this when it first happened. And, we've been waiting for the trial to start and everything. And it is not disappointing. I will say that. It is not disappointing. If you all do remember, those of you who, you should remember, but if you're not sure what we're talking about, we are talking about the MEG Thee Stallion, actually the Tory Lanez trial for pew-pewing MEG Thee Stallion. And this happened way back in 2020. It's just now finally coming to trial. There was a lot of people that have said Meg wasn't shot. At first, it was like, oh, well, because she lied to the ER people and, the doctors and told them that, she stepped on glass. And then, the doctor's like, okay, well, yeah, I guess we did. Right. She lied to the police, all this kinds of stuff. And then now but as time went on, it got pretty nasty. Hey, sweets. It's not, but something still seems fishy. I want to have that discussion about why. Hey, Cricket. I guess there's a lot going on here, right? And we'll probably have a further discussion before the holidays fully sets in here. They've set in, but of why is it that we find it hard to believe certain women and certain types of women, right? Why do we find it hard to believe certain women, certain types of women? Why do we find it hard to believe? Sometimes we find it hard to believe truths, even when they're put dead in front of our face. And this is, and I'm not saying anything negative about anybody. I don't want nobody to hit that down, hit the thumbs down or nothing like that. That's not what this is for. But there are a lot, not just in this case, there are a lot of truths that have been coming out and being spilt all over. One only has to look up something called the Twitter files. You could type that in. I just haven't talked about it because, child, I've been busy. But you could type that in and you'll find a whole lot of truths. about a lot of stuff over the last 2 to 4 years, especially the last 2 years, and yet people don't want to believe it. So why am I bringing it back to this? Salute to you, Great Pill Podcast. Salute to you, sir. Why am I bringing this up? Because what happened today in court, like this whole thing for the last 2 years has pretty much been an episode of Law and Order. This is like I'm watching something, you know, a bad episode maybe of NCIS, or what was the one, the Miami one, where it was just, Miami, was it Miami CSI? The acting was real bad. But it's like I'm watching a TV program, not even just a movie, but a TV program. Because here you have this young lady. She says she didn't tell the police the truth because she didn't want Tory Lanez to get made into, and I'm not trying to be funny, but made into Swiss cheese. She didn't want no problems with the police. This is 2020. There have been some things that have just recently happened in the LA area. So I'm not going to say one way or the other whether or not I understand where she was coming from. I'm sure she already knew that Tory was on, you know, had some felony, you know, he wasn't supposed to have a pew-pew. Okay, we have already established that. And then there's this situation with her and the friend Kelsey and all of this, and how many people that maybe Kelsey has hung out with, Netflixed and chilled, and then she comes back behind her and Netflix and chill. So, you know, Meg's not telling the truth in a whole lot of stuff. There's a lot of these like details that aren't being told because she doesn't want to look a certain way, or for whatever reason, or she was saving to whatever the case may be. But I found some, I wonder if I can, let me see if I could play it. I found some interesting, the opener, if you guys missed the opener, I played this video. Now I'm going to let fair use for this video. We're going to start and stop, but this, I'm going to kind of bring you up to this setting where we are right now and kind of get us to how we got here. You know, why is the videos not been shown? Okay, here we go. I'm going to pause this because I want y'all to be able to hear. This was the original, when we first started all of this, this was the original, one of the original, just real quick news situations, news broadcasts about it, news stories. What I want you to grab a hold of, though, real quick, what I want you to grab a hold of is I want you to see Meg as she is limping. I'm going to make this bigger because I definitely want y'all to see what's going on here. And let me make this here as full of a screen as we possibly can. We're going to make it full screen. Okay, so I want y'all to watch this. Here, we're going to play it. Is this sharing my sound? Oh, God. Me and it's goddamn on StreamYard, child. Share sound, Chrome, here. Okay, now we back. Here we go.
Lanez has been charged with shooting artist Thee Stallion during an argument. The DA's office says Lanez, whose legal name is Daystar Peterson, shot Megan's.
Now I want y'all see this right here. I know I can't draw on it, but y'all see her limping back ever so gingerly? Do you see that? Now, I don't see any glass either. Do y'all see any glass? I don't see no glass. She's gingerly walking towards the police officer. I'm going to assume that this is Tory on the ground at this point. That's my assumption. Fast forward here. Go forward a little bit more. And here we have Meg limping back.
Peterson shot Megan's feet during an argument in the Hollywood Hills July 12th. The 28-year-old was arrested last night, or the night of the shooting, but was released after posting bail. He now faces 2 felony charges and is set to be arraigned Tuesday.
And I'm going to assume that at that point she was told to move over by the way she walked. I'm sure you saw the blood on the ground. It's pretty apparent to me that you could see that blood's not coming from the full bottom of her feet if she had walked on glass or whatnot. That's how it would have happened, right? I hope we can all agree to that. Can we all agree to that? Now, when this story broke out, if y'all might recall, I'm going to catch y'all up in case you forgot. When the story came out, we heard about this, and then he was released, and then we heard that there was 4 people in the car. There was Meg in the front seat, the bodyguard driving in the driver's side, another female who at the time we didn't know was Kelsey, but her ex-BFF Kelsey behind Meg, and Tory, that's what we're hearing, behind the driver / bodyguard. Y'all remember that? And I could recall, I wish I had time, I would have gone back and found it I was on my good friend Armand Wiggins on his channel. I had called in. I told him then, I said, this all over this man. I told him then, I said, we're going to find out that it's all over. They was arguing about this man. But nobody could, we weren't thinking at the time that he had been passed through, both of them, right? Hey, Kish, how you doing, sweetheart? We hadn't thought about the fact that he had passed, he'd been what we call, and it's going to be a little crass, but y'all be okay. He's what we call a homie hoe. Like he just, he messed with both the girls. Now, typically we call that of the girls that run through all the friends, but I'm going to use it for him because that's exactly what this man did. Now, I ain't saying Meg is uptight, because if all of this is true, that by her sleeping with Ben Simmons and the baby and all of this too behind Kelsey, like I don't understand why she's doing that. That's just breaking all kinds of girl code, and that's just not even really respecting yourself or your body. But we're going to leave that to that. Now, Apollo, lay down. Go lay down. So we've come to find out, yeah, they had slept with the man and all this. And now we're hearing that potentially, allegedly, Kelsey, the BFF, let me find Kelsey. Hey, Secrets of the Red Moon, how you doing? I'm going to wrap this up, y'all. I'm not going to be here. I'm not going to be here too long. I'm not going to be here too long. I promise you all I won't, because we got to get to the 2023 readings. But I had to discuss this for just a hot second. Let me open up this, y'all. Now, I'm going to show you a picture of these 2 young ladies. I'm going to show you a picture of these 2 young ladies. I think it's in the window. On what should be your left is Kelsey Harris, and on the right is Meg Thee Stallion. These 2 young ladies grew up in Houston together. One went on to be a famous Grammy Award-winning artist. The other just remained her friend. And that's not unjust. But somewhere along the line, there came a moment somehow during all of Megan's growth, during all of Megan's trauma, during, having lost parents and grandmother, not really having any family to lean on. Kelsey was her family. But then people in the industry became her family. And so things got a little strange and got a little weird maybe. And I think we're looking at least one extremely insecure woman. And it's not the one you're probably thinking. Meg, to me, is displaying very insecure, unhealed traumatic energy trauma issues. Meg is the little girl, the teenager that has not grown up. Meg's probably trusted a lot of different people. What does this have to do with this? I'm going to bring it on home. But somewhere along the line, she felt that she had to continue to prove her prowess, how she was so much above, or just prove it to herself. I don't know. But for some reason, she kept running up behind her friend when her friend would be meeting with or being in certain spaces with these famous people. And they'd end up doing whatever, sleeping together. And here Meg comes back behind and sleeps. Why? I don't know. You know, do people feel like if they line your pockets a little bit and put you in position and put you in places where you're going to meet all these people, I think they feel like they own you at that point. We've seen that on the YouTube streets recently, haven't we? They feel like they own you and they can do whatever. Was it a conquering thing for her? I'm not sure. But what ended up happening is that this man ends up coming in between these girls. Now, he could have been an upright man and told, Meg Thee Stallion to come on and move it around, like, whatever. Nobody in this situation is righteous. But somehow on this night, when it was just supposed to be friends with benefits, they end up at Kylie Jenner's home for a small get together that's not a party, but had a whole bunch of people at it. Small gathering. And perhaps there was some flirtatiousness going on. I don't know, but there was a whole lot of drinking. It sounds to me like Meg got upset. They got put out. And now on the way home, in the car, Meg sitting in the front, Kelsey in the back. An argument ensues. From what we hear, Meg was dogging out Tory and his music. I mean, there's two musicians, two rappers. You expect that to happen. Community peen. Thank you, Game On Metalon. Yeah, Gemini is just chilling. Clown, yes, completely clown. All the way clown. Complete and utter clownery. But somehow then, what happens is it comes out, whether he told it or it slipped out, that he done slept. He had been sleeping with Kelsey. Kelsey caught the COVIDs. And she was out of commission. And Meg swooped in there. Now, how I went from that to this woman having a bullet go through her heel, I'm not sure. But what happened today, so we have the one lie that is at least a partial lie. The partial lie is that at first they were trying to say the woman didn't get shot. How that could happen, I mean, I understand, but you can't look at that foot. Anybody with sense, a lick or a little bit of sense would know that that was a gunshot wound. Or at least it wasn't glass. Both of them pointing at each other, talking about that the other one shot this girl in the foot. Now we find out that allegedly he offered Meg $1 million to keep quiet, or he offered Kelsey money to keep quiet. Now we hear allegedly in September when Kelsey gave her statement, a deposition, Um, she told the prosecutors that he had threatened her, that he was going to pow her too. If she told anything, and she had offered him money. Now, she only agreed to testify under what's called open, I think it's open immunity is what I saw. That's situational. So basically, it's not broad. Transactional immunity is broad, meaning anything goes with transactional immunity. So she would not have had to, because she testified for the prosecution today. The prosecution is full well expecting that this woman is going to stand behind what she said in September in her sworn deposition. Kelsey brings her attorney in because now we know there's gunshot residue on both Kelsey and on Tory's hands. Well, because that don't just jump off from one hand to another with a handshake. You know what I'm saying? Like that, you got to be in close proximity of when this gun is fired. Now, but she said she asked for immunity. Now they asked for full transactional immunity. They were not granted that. They were granted open or something like that immunity, which basically means anything that she testified to on the stand, within reason, I think, she cannot be held. They would not charge her for. I'm sure that's the deal they gave her before she walked through those court doors today, to keep her behind out of jail, prison, and with her newborn baby. We can't forget that she just had a newborn. Tory is chaotic. Tory is just a whole clown mess. But people were not saying that. Hey, Melissa. Hey, PR bad BK. I'm gonna drop the link so we can talk about this because I want to have a chat. Was she under duress? I don't know what duress. Duress is a very strong term. I'd have to see if it has been recorded. Once this has been adjudicated, I actually think I'm gonna start a second channel, y'all. And that was gonna be to take these interrogation or deposition videos and review them, because this is absolutely interesting to me. Was she under duress? In order for that to be true, in order for her to even prove that, there's a lot of different factors that have to play into it. And usually the prosecutors, or, the defense attorneys and police officers are usually really, really good about not, this is like real chai tea, like real chai. I got to put this over here, y'all. They're real good about making sure at every moment they continue to ask, do you want to continue? Do you want to continue? And they're looking for signs that one could use to say they were under duress. You also can only use the duress argument if you're being charged with something. If you're being charged. So if she were to be criminally charged, her attorneys would probably come back and say, well, she made these statements under duress, and he'd point to whatever interrogation and or deposition video was available. All is well. How can any of them give a statement if they were intoxicated? It wouldn't be admissible in court. There's, to some degree, that's true. To some degree, that's true. And that's what they're saying. Meg, how can you know for sure that Tory shot you? First of all, you were walking away. Second of all, you were drunk. Now, I don't know if any of y'all have been drunk and been around a gunshot. You sober up real quick. Can I just say, if you like a gunshot, a fight, a fist fight, a car accident, anything like that, that kind of shock to your system, you sober up real fast. Hey, Tamika. But this is a good point. And we're going to bring people up. I love chai too. I think that's why all the stores are off, because they were all intoxicated. I agree with you. So I feel like the leading up to this is what the problem was. Because one, nobody's sober. Falling downstairs. Yeah, that'll sober you up too, won't it? So, but in September, Kelsey tells the story that actually from the deposition, from what the prosecutor read today on from the deposition, I actually can go along with it. It's completely plausible. Meg is drunk as, you know what, as a skunk. I'm not going to say that other word. She gets drunk as a skunk. Kelsey's like, listen, I thought this wasn't not Kelsey. Kylie's like, I thought this wasn't your man. This is getting to be too much. You talking too loud. You know how Kelsey, Kylie can get, all of a sudden we too loud when we saying something they don't want to hear. Tory being Tory. Oh, ain't nothing. Oh, ain't what you going, right? Poor Kelsey's just like trying to figure out what in the God's name is going on. Because she's still thinking that somehow she's in there like Swimwell with 5'2" Tory. That ain't no bigger than a penguin. So they all got to leave. Somebody got to come back and get their shoes. Then they come on back to the car. Now it's on and popping. Because now Meg, she drunk. So now she telling the truth. This is what Kelsey was saying, right? She calling Kelsey all kinds of bees and this, that, and the other. Kelsey calling her all kinds of bees, this, that, and the other. I can't believe she talking about Meg, talking about Tory. Tory talking about Meg. It's on in that car. I mean, I don't know if any of y'all have ever had friends, somewhat friends, in an uncomfortable situation where the two of you happen to sleep with the third person that was around, or, something along those lines. Something come up, but that wasn't supposed to really be between friends, but all of a sudden it's being between friends. Baby. And we drunk. Oh, man, it's loud. Oh, we got a lot of problems. There's a lot going on. We are heated. We're heated. Now, there are people that say that the car stop, that Meg and Kelsey fought. Kelsey did not admit to that in September, nor did she admit to that now. In fact, she tried to plead the fifth after she got immunity, limited immunity. And then after lunch, she was like, shit, I was lying. I can't remember nothing. Tamika said, she grew up in the projects. You saw, I know you do. I didn't grow up in the projects, but I've been around some gunfire and been drunk at the time. Now, I'm going to tell you what God loved. I sobered up. True colors start to fly. Exactly. The driver can I ask, where's the driver? Can I ask that question? I've been trying to find out the identity of the driver. I think I found that out at one point. This driver, I did find out at one point. And I have tried to track this driver down. Not because I'm stalking him, because I want to know where he's at. Because the driver ain't never made a statement. The driver's never made a statement. I'm just saying. That's the one man that can tell us what happened. He ain't said nothing. He been MIA the whole time. Where this driver at? And why we can't talk to the driver? The driver's name appears in the, now if I really want to, I'm really going to end up doing some investigative search at this point in time. Now, because now we at trial and I ain't seen nail driver yet. I ain't even heard about this man's name being on the witness list. Where is this man? Because he could tell. My gut feeling tells me he was paid and he ain't around. He in the wind. And it's only a state case, so he really don't have to show up. If he went to another state, it's not federal. So anyway, long story short. So Kelsey didn't tell that part. There's somebody that saw them fight. But Kelsey did say that Tory was the one that shot Meg and that he threatened her. I don't know if he's afraid he just got paid. Probably a little bit of both. I'm going to drop the link. We're going to talk for a little bit and then I'm going to get on out of here so I can... Y'all want me to do some readings tonight? Let me tell you something. He didn't even lawyer up. He may have lawyered up, but we haven't heard about it. I don't know where we don't know where he's at. Hey, Velma, divinely guided. Oh, I like your avatar. Well, we'll do that on the next live. I'll drop the link in here for y'all. 2023 readings. But now she's denying all that. Now, while y'all are thinking about coming up here, if you're thinking about it, let me show you my theory. My theory time. I think let me put my hot take down here at the bottom. Oh, my opinion. Kelsey and Tory were fighting over or playing with the gun. Both had their hands on it. Technically, both shot her. That's what I think. I think that there was a lot going on. I think both of them was mad. I think that either Tory got that gun out and they were playing a little. Have y'all ever seen Harlem Nights? Where they were just going to shoot at the ground and end up shooting off the left pinky toe. Right? Remember Eddie Murphy was shooting at the ground and Della Reese was like, damn, you shot my left pinky toe. You know what I'm saying? He was like, he ain't mean to. I think that's what happened. I think that's what happened. I think that the dance was sad. I think that if it was potentially maybe Kelsey was holding it. Okay. Maybe he was holding it. But somebody went to waving it around, went to talking about dance, and it started to get shot. It started to go off. Because she was very scared. There's some film of there was some film. So let me see if I can find that footage. Kelsey Harris after MEG Thee Stallion shooting. I'm going to see if I can find her backing away. Like she was literally freaking out after the incident occurred. Thanks guys for liking this video. Thank you so much for liking this video. Thank you so much for supporting. Thank you so much for subscribing. I very much appreciate it. If I can find it, I will, but I can't find it at the moment. But she was backing away and she was scared. She was petrified. She was petrified. Yep, he shot my, you remember that scene? Della Reese was like, he shot my toe. PR bad BK. I've come to that conclusion due to both having gunshot residue on them. Exactly. A gun is the last thing. I totally agree with you. But you know what? When you think like everything's actual movie, like when you believe the life that you've created, like you believe you're that much of a thug, and he might be a thug. Now, don't get me wrong. Don't start me to lie. But you just get careless, especially when you've been drinking. You get careless. Della took her shoe off. She did. That's true. I forgot about that. Secrets of the Red Moon Tarot. Well, I think Meg's lucky to be. Well, yeah, you're right, because the police could have come in shooting. If the driver just put the car in park and got out and left, he may have. Because we don't know where that driver was. I don't remember if he made a statement. I had looked up the driver's name. I have got to find it. We're going to do some more investigative. You done shot me in my pinky. Now, you know what? I got to find it. I really just want just that little itty bitty clip, and they got like a long time. Hold on. I do not want to get. Okay, here we go. All right, here we go, guys. We're gonna watch it. We're gonna see. Now I can't take it no more. Now we gotta see it. Hold on. I gotta share my screen. We have got to watch the pinky toe. I want y'all to see this. This is what we've been talking about.
You crazy bitch.
Oh, Eddie, talking about people like, how you gonna talk about a black woman like that? You know what? See, now this is the problem, right? Here we go.
Oh, you wanna hit people with garbage cans.
The way she got, okay, this is not funny. I shouldn't even be like this. I should not play like this. But can you imagine that this is a similar scene? Can you imagine this is a similar scene to what's happening? Tory get all up, like they arguing back and forth. Tory get mad. Meg, because Meg's not a small woman. Nothing against tall women, but she ain't small. She's a stallion. Can you imagine?
Now I got to cut you. Put that razor away.
Now you never know. She could have said all kinds of stuff. I ain't saying it's right. I'm just saying what could have happened now.
I ain't playing no more. You put that fucking razor away, I'm gonna blow your goddamn pinky toe off.
Oh, well, he did tell her he was going to, didn't he? I forgot that scene. My God, today.
Oh, now you're gonna shoot me in my pinky toe. I'm not playing with you. I will blow that little black knob.
Why are we talking about this? Why am I doing this to these people? Why am I doing this? But this is the truth. Can't you see something like that crazy happening? I can. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe y'all gonna have to watch the rest of it because I'm not getting no copyright strikes. I'm not doing it. He did sneak attack August Alsina. He does have problems. Hey Shakima, how you doing? I love that movie too. I ain't seen this movie in so long. I found that we create our own drama. I am completely in agreement with you. Too afraid to accept the consequences. This movie is just hilarious to me, so I'm gonna have to watch this now. Yes. Hey, Red Violet, how you doing? So I just really, I just feel like it could be that, like, we could have this argument turns into craziness, turns into them fighting over the gun, turns into both of them have their hands on it. Maybe he was just like wanting to shoot at the ground, and Kelsey comes thinking, oh my God, you're gonna shoot my friend. I didn't mean for it to go this far. Like, we didn't, even if she was saying at that point, you're not my friend, like, you still don't want that to happen. You still don't want that to happen. But I think both of them shot her. This the other thing. Oh, I'm so glad you blessed, baby. This is the other thing I think. And we're gonna roll this out because y'all ain't coming up here. I'm gonna turn this off and I'm just let me bring up the I want to bring up today's chart so I can show you where we're at. What is today? The 14th? I'm going to show you today and then we're going to show you tomorrow. I'm going to have to copy it though. Hold on. Copy image. Paint. Apps. Paint. Now, what was it saying? Okay, so that I think is what happened, like that there was gun residue on both. That's why. Do I think that Tory told Kelsey that he would shoot her if she said anything? Absolutely. 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 He was trying to build a hard reputation as a hardcore rap. I know. Like, okay, bruh, you from Canada, man. You from Canada. Y'all coming down here to be thuggish, ruggish? I don't understand why the street cred is necessary. I don't get it. Why? What are you proving other than you're stupid? Okay, I'm gonna show you this. And this is gonna be a very similar chart tool tomorrow. If anybody has Kelsey's birthday, somebody in the chat can find me Kelsey's birthday. That would just set it off completely. The moon right now is in Virgo in the 9th house. Mars is still in retrograde over here in Gemini. In the 7th house, ain't no justice. This tells me people are going to lie for their own well-being. They're going to lie for their own well-being. They don't care about justice right now. Oh, I know what I was going to say. I was going to give you my prediction. I think that they're going to be able to create enough reasonable doubt. If I'm on the jury right now, even without anything else, I haven't heard the rest of the evidence yet. If I'm on the jury, I find out that there's gun residue on both her hand and his. I find out that there's a bunch of different people sweat on the darn gun and DNA. She's changed her story from what she said in the deposition. Lying. What else would tell me that there's going to be a whole Tammy lies, Tammy sweet little lies? This is still actually the sun and Mars are still technically in opposition. It's not as strong as it was before, but they are in opposition to each other. So how we look to everybody else, sun in Sag, I can't tell the truth because I'm not going to look good to everybody else. I'm worried about my street cred. Did somebody find me Kelsey's birthday? 059 05. Okay, so she's a Taurus. Thank you so much. Had to play in the stereotypes. Absolutely. 905-1592. He sure is. And he's not too bad either. Napoleon syndrome. Ooh. Now they say that she didn't hit that boy. I don't know, child. Let me get on back over here to this. They say she didn't put no hands on that boy. Now they say she put some hands on that girl though. Mm-hmm. They say she wore that girl's behind out. That they wore her back. That they say Meg wore her back. Like ripped necklaces and all kind. Like there was all, like one of Meg's nails was found in her necklace or something like that. So there had been some rustling and tussling. There had been something going on between them. 05. That should be a Taurus. I have to look at 92 because sometimes it changes a little bit. Oh my God. What sign is 5/15 birthday? That is a Gemini. Wait, hold on. No, I said, I believe it's Taurus. What's your sign if you were born on May 15th? Yeah, that's right, Taurus. Okay. So that would put her sun 15. Her sun would be right here. That's not yellow for a sun, but that's where her sun would be. That means it would be sextiling this. So her foundational love, and she's going to keep everything close to the vest, Mercury and Venus. She's also going to protect hearth and home. She's got that baby at home. She's not trying to go to no jail, no prison time, no nothing. Not for shooting nobody. She ain't trying to go. So she going to throw him up underneath the bus. Also, it's going to be squaring Saturn in Aquarius. She ain't trying to care about today. She wasn't caring nothing about justice for all. This was simply save Kelsey's ass. That's what today was all about. And that's what tomorrow will be all about, because this is not going to change greatly. The moon's going to be about somewhere in here-ish. But everything else is going to be pretty much almost in the same spot. Mercury and Venus will be moving closer to being in sextile, absolutely trine, I should say, with her sun. She's also her son would also transiting her son would be trining the transiting Pluto. It's all about her own internal situations. Like, she not trying to tell everything that's going to upset her apple cart. Plus, because of this here, this sextile right here, the stories can, like, if you're on the higher vibrational end of that, Pluto, Neptune, Jupiter sextile, the higher vibrational side of that would be you're getting into new, like doing new things, right? Like the next elevation, like getting to that next iteration, like growing, right? Evolving. Lower vibrational, you ain't trying to, no, I'm gonna change my story up to save myself. That story is not working for me now, so I got to save myself. Jupiter in Aries, almost close enough for government work. I got to save myself. So she all about herself. Don't think this is going to change. Vanderveer, Kelsey's nails and chain were found. They said Kelsey was beating Megan in the passenger seat. However, there's also somebody that was a neighbor that saw two women, he said, fighting. This was before the shooting went on. We'll find out, because I'm sure they'll have all that. Tory also had marks on his face on the mugshot, but Kelsey's face and hair was together. Listen, if Meg did put, I don't know. I don't know nothing about nothing. I can't tell you for sure. I could just tell you Miss Kelsey today was telling two lies and there was only one truth. And that was the truth, that she was going to keep her tail out of harm's way on every level. So I think what's going to happen is we're going to have reasonable doubt. Planted. And the DA said they weren't going to try Kelsey. But if Kelsey's listening, I doubt it. But if anybody can get a message to Kelsey, it would be this: my dear, it would behoove you to start telling the truth. It would behoove you to not call yourself a part of this crime culture. You're still a civilian with a baby. Because hell hath no fury like a prosecutor scorned. They don't like to be made fun of and made a fool out of, especially not in a high-profile national case. And that's exactly what you did today, sis. So if you think that somehow they're not going to go after you, you got another thing coming. If they lose this case, it's a wrap. And this time they'll get you. Because you're not going to have the same money for the same type of lawyer. Now, is your lawyer going to be able to bring up, oh, well, there's, yeah. But now you the fool. Because now you've been shown to be a known liar. You lied under oath in a sworn deposition and making a sworn statement. Either you lied then or you lied now. You look the fool. So if anybody could talk to Kelsey, tell Kelsey. NT said, you better tell the truth. Oh, they hold a grudge. And at the end of the day, people, the girl got shot. Like, at the end of the day, the girl got shot. So we're going to keep an eye on this case. I just thought it was very interesting today. The astrological chart shows there was no truths to be given today. Mars is still going to be in retrograde for a minute. So if you thought she might tell the truth tomorrow, unless they hem her up real good. Let me look. Hold on one second, y'all. Let me pull up tomorrow's and see if they can possibly hem her up. Just 1 second. We're going to bring it up. They might have a chance. Hold on. I'm going to copy this image. I'm going to show it to you. Let me show this to you. Paste. Crop. Blow it up. They might have a shot tomorrow. I'm going to show you why. Okay. Now remember, her son is here. Oops, brushes. Her son is right here. What does that mean for tomorrow? Tomorrow there's going to be a direct trine. Well, almost direct. A little bit more. To the sun. And Mercury and Venus here are going to be directly trining Uranus. What's interesting is she'll be, by the end of the day, in a much more direct trine with the moon in Virgo, which will begin to come into trine with Mercury and Venus. This could end up playing on her maternal emotions. Perhaps the prosecutor's letting her know, somehow getting word to her, if you don't play ball, we're going to prosecute you. And you will probably spend a lot of time away from your daughter. I think it's a daughter. She had. Don't get me wrong. Your baby. That's going to be the only. They might be able to get her with that tomorrow. I could see that conversation is probably already happening right now as we speak. We'll still have Neptune and Jupiter still in squaring off the sun in Sag. So it could look a little different tomorrow. What looked today like a good idea, tomorrow probably ain't going to look like such a good idea. Plus, Mars in retrograde is going to be dead on squaring the moon. She's going to start feeling bad about the lies. And now she's got to decide if she's going to tell some more lies to get out of it, or is she going to tell the truth? Is she going to tell some more lies to get out of it, or is she going to tell the truth? That's what we're going to have to see tomorrow. The prosecutor can get her. He's going to have to let her know she could spend a lot of time away from her child. It's been an hour. We're going to get Vanderveer. Megan did the same. Megan did what? Megan got shot. Like, I guess for me, you can lie about whether or not that I think it's good. You can lie about whether or not you slept with this man. You can lie about a whole lot of different things. You could break girl code, guy code. You could have told the man he couldn't rap to save his life. You could have called him short. You could have called him small. You could have said, he had a small peen. I don't know what you said. None of it equates to something that was so egregious that a bullet needed to fly out of a pistol. And not just 1.5. We don't toss, I mean, this is me. You can have your opinion. But in my opinion, you don't toss cases because somebody lied about whether or not they had sex with somebody else. Unless it's crime of passion, and then that puts them as a part of the equation. But she got a hole through the back of her her heel. I can't. At the end of the day, there was a victim. And regardless of how victim-like or victimized we wanted to believe the victim was, there's still a victim. And I think that's the lie we have to stop telling ourselves, is that there's this conditional justice. And all conditions have to be met before we're willing to allow justice to be done for victims that might not be as cookie cutter, right? And that's perfect. Okay. So let's be very clear. No, Megan wasn't tested, because Megan, I played a little bit of this clip before. Megan's the one that got shot in the back of the foot. All the 4 DNA samples means is that everybody, including that driver, that we don't know where they are, Everybody touched it. Okay, great. Now let's think about something else. It is the summer of 2020. Most everybody in America, a lot of Black folks were up in arms about things that have been going on for a long time, but whatever. In Megan and Tory's mind, and maybe in Kelsey's, but for sure in Megan's mind. And I'm not saying it's wrong, because LAPD has been known to be, especially in that area, she said, and I believe her, was concerned that she didn't want anyone else there to get shot. Because no matter if you're Meg Thee Stallion, Tory Lanez, the only one that might get away with it might be Beyonce and Rihanna, and maybe Jay-Z if they happen to recognize him. But most anybody else, they don't care. They're going to shoot first and ask questions later. So her not saying everything to the police at that moment, I don't begrudge her, because I can understand why. And I think she would have kept her mouth shut to this day had that man not said what he said. Had that man not been basically taunting her with it. Let's call a spade a spade. I don't know how many guns you've shot. I've shot a few. It is extremely hard for you as a human being to take a gun and shoot your foot in the heel at that angle. You have to be pretty much a contortionist It wasn't Meg's gun. Tory wasn't supposed to have it. It never should have got pulled out. The girl got shot. It is still, hey, Jace, how you doing? As a Black man that lives in Los Angeles, the LAPD is still a messed up organization to this day. Absolutely. So I don't begrudge Meg for not saying certain things at the scene or even when she got to the hospital. I don't begrudge her that. I don't begrudge everybody saying, I don't know what happened. I don't begrudge any of them for doing that in that moment in time. Because I think we got to remember that they were keenly aware of where they were. They should have been more aware, but they were aware. Awesome. Okay, cool. I'm just saying that there's no way we can toss the case. To me, the case still needed to be investigated and adjudicated. And I don't think that Meg would have cooperated at all had Tory not come out with, didn't he come out with a song or some bullshit? He was subbing her on Instagram. And then that caused her to be like, dude, why you, I'm not saying nothing. What's going on? Right? He kept subbing. Hard head, make a soft behind. But we're here now. Case wasn't tossed. Prosecutors, I think, were sloppy. Thank you so much, dear. Tory is facing charges for that gun. Absolutely. I feel like he made this. Did he make the song before or after she said, you shot me? I don't even remember now because that was just some tomfoolery. So at any rate, I just wanted to get on and talk to y'all about this for a hot second. We're going to be following it. I'm going to go on and do some further investigation. I got to remember what the name of that man, that driver was. We're going to try to find the driver. Ain't nobody talking about the driver. But I feel that there is a good chance. I think the gun tussle was between Tory, like I have on the bottom, Tory and Kelsey. Those are the two that tussled over that gun. I think it's pretty clear she was walking away. She wasn't in the tussle. Now she might have been tussling with somebody before the gun came out. But I think Tory and Kelsey was tussling with that gun. I think that Kelsey was supposed to testify clearly against Tory. She got cold feet, maybe having to face Tory. This is why we have our criminal justice system. Of you get to face the accused gets to face their accuser in court. But Kelsey will be lucky if they don't charge her. Is EJ the driver? Is EJ the driver? Vanderveer? It could be his gun. Well, on the scene, they said Tory already claimed that gun on the scene. Tory claimed that gun on the scene. On the scene, they all said it was in a bag or what have you. Now I remember that clear as day because I was like, "You's a damn fool for claiming that gun." I think he's assuming that we will not extradite him, kick him out, not extradite. You know what I'm saying? Kick him out, send him to, which we probably won't. Because it's in LA, a sanctuary city. So there you go. We probably won't. Who knows what they're gonna do? But if EJ is the driver, that man got raised from the dead. Okay. All right, gang. This is what we're gonna do. Deport. Thank you. You know what? I'm gonna say, y'all, I ain't been getting no sleep. I have been putting together a new branding company called Magic Touch Branding. Websites, social media, online presence in its totality. And I've been trying to put the last touches on our site and on our agreements and all these things for the last week. Every time I get ready to like say, oh, we're going to launch it. And then there's something, I want to add this. You know, it just, oh, child, it's a mess. So, anyway, Megan's stylist, okay, who put their stuff in Tory's truck. It was more that came out from the bags and the color of the gun. Child, I can't wait to hear all of this. I can't wait because I'm sure that night Tory claimed that gun. I'm positive because I can remember saying you were stupid for claiming that gun. I remember that. Okay, I want y'all to come back with me. Come and talk to me. What time am I doing this? I had to move this. 9:30. Okay. Come back. Give me about another half hour. Come back in 30 minutes. (2023) tarot readings. And what we're going to do is I am doing like one card pulls for free. I know 2023. You're like, I need more than one card. But if you want to the paid reading, I'll pull 3 cards for about $10. Well, not about. And I'll pull 5 card spread that'll give you kind of a very brief but a nice little overview for 2023. That'll be $20. I'm kind of doing cash apps tonight, y'all. And I also have like a link that you could use. If you go to that video and go into the description, I've got payment links. We doing it. So you can already take care of those and then get on the list. I am taking people. I prefer that tonight over super chat, but we could do the super chats too if you really want to. So I'm doing that in about a half hour. So let me go refresh my tea and y'all come on back. And then I'll also be telling y'all, we're going to give y'all some opportunities to book in readings, 2023 readings. I'll do a few next week as well. I'm going to be down in North Carolina, but then we'll probably do some more after that. So I'll do a few, maybe about 5 at the most next week. 5 probably next week. Maybe a couple more. All right. So come on back. Let's do some reading and then I'll start doing some other readings too. All right. Thanks for hanging out with me. I appreciate all of you guys so very much. Hit that like button on the way out. Thanks for subscribing and sharing this video. I so very much appreciate you. And if there's anything, if you want me to pull cards on this concept, we will have another conversation about this. Just let me know and I will be more than happy to do so. Peace, love, blessings, and joy be unto you today, tomorrow, and for all eternity. I love you guys. Namaste.